All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular council meeting for Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. It's not the 4th, it's not the 1st, but let it be May. Sorry. If anybody knows in sync, it's going to be May. So before we begin, I'd like to recognize this meeting is taking place on the traditional unceded territory of the Staminas First Nation, and I know we're all thankful and grateful to be here. Just want to make a quick note about that. The Red Dress Day is just around the corner. For those who are at home who participated last year, please hang up your red dress in memoriam for all the murdered and missing Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people. We've had some over the years in our community and over in Staminas, and I know it means a lot to everyone in our community when we participate. And I know council will be gathering hopefully later this week. As it often is, it came together organically just today, so to help Staminas members and council and elders hang up some of the red dresses on Thursday morning. It's a private ceremony, so please no big gatherings, but just hope that folks can take a moment to understand and realize the impact that that's had generationally on all of our communities, whether Indigenous or not. And so with that, we'll get underway. Ms. Smith, are there any changes to the agenda this evening? I know that, I just ask her. That's how I do it.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have an additional item 8.2. It's an additional proclamation for National Public Works Week.
Thank you. So an additional item under 8.2, and with those changes, I'd ask for a motion to adopt the agenda as amended. Moved by Councillor Patterson, seconded by Councillor Stevens. All those in favor? Any opposed? None opposed. Motion carries. So with that, we're underway. I'm just going to get myself sorted out here. All right. So the next item is any items to rise with report from closed session. The answer is no, because we're just adjourned, recessed from closed session. We'll resume after open. So we'll move on to minutes of the regular council meeting held April 19th, 2022. If there are no errors or omissions, a motion to adopt the minutes. Moved by Councillor Stevens, seconded by Councillor Johnson. All those in favor? None opposed. Motion carries. Moving on to number 7, a special event this evening. We have a presentation this evening to honor Mr. Barry Freck upon his retirement from the Celebration Society after 35 plus years of service. I want to give everyone who may wish to speak, except for Duck, an opportunity to thank Barry for his participation and support for all these years. It takes a special kind of person to put themselves through that much punishment for that long. I'm being facetious, but the reality is that you've given so much to our community, Barry, over the years, and for somebody like me who was just a little guy when you started doing all that hard work, I appreciated it throughout my entire life, and from my family, from my grandparents all the way through to my son and our family really do appreciate all that you've given us. And Ladysmith Days is, it was Dogwood Days and all the other names it's lived under over the years and the dates that have shifted around. Every year it's been a really highlight for our family and our community, and I don't think that we can really say enough about whether you realize it or not, the important mantle that you carry when you take on something like that, and especially for so long. And every year it just got better and better, especially the last few years with a little bit of throwback in there as well. It was really nice because it brought back a lot of my own childhood memories. But I just wanted to, on behalf of our community and the council and our town, thank you so much. So I wanted to steal as much of anyone else's thunder as possible, but I just wanted to, if anyone else, including Councillor Patterson, wanted to say a couple words. Councillor Vertanen.
Ditto. But more than that's from the community point of view. But more than that, Barry, thank you. More than that, Barry. As the mayor already thanked you from the community. Personally, myself, full disclosure, Barry Freck was my Little League baseball coach for local aid, so I'm aging myself, but I actually have known Barry longer than his 35 years of service. And then I had the luck to get put on the celebrations committee, so then I got to see actually the work that you and Lynn do. So I always imagined it, I always figured how much work it was, but to see it kind of firsthand the last couple of years, yeah, there's no words on what you guys put in for that celebration and for what it means for people. Because I know so many people, and I know other people do too, who they kind of plan their trip home for that weekend, as part of coming back to see their family. And it's just become such a tradition. And now, me being a more experienced parent and now getting to go through with my own daughter again, it just brings back so many memories. So, sorry, I don't want to take too much time, but thank you.
It's been a pleasure. When you see all the smiles and everything from all the kids, that makes your day, right? So that's what you kind of look for. So when it's all over and done with, we can all relax and say that we had a good weekend. So it's always been a pleasure.
It's not over yet, Barry. I have Councillor Johnson and then Councillor Patterson.
I agree with all the things, and Barry's worked very hard, but I also want to take the opportunity to recognize Lynn and the family. Lynn's been there every step of the way, and when I was on the committee, you know how important she is there. So this to me is a family recognition, not just Barry, because all of you and a lot of hard work by Lynn and your daughter and them, they have to put up with you being away and that stuff. So it's all appreciated. Thank you.
Thanks. Councillor Patterson?
Thank you very much. What Councillor Johnson said, because there's your son-in-law is missing, and the last, I don't know how long you've been married, but I think that was probably one of the stipulations when your daughter got married, is you had to join celebration. Because he's been there for a long time, but
Your mic's off.
I was the council rep for a few years, and then was on the committee myself with Mary and Pam, and and Barry and I worked well together at times, and we did have discussion, and you know what, we can still smile, and he's taking off with the role of my lifesavers, but and even before Ladysmith days, I think I slept over at Barry's house one night, but that was a different life. Barely remember that one, so do I. Anyways, Barry, for the work that you've put into the community and to your family, from all the kids that have grown up through that, thank you very, very much.
Well, you're more than welcome. It's like I say again, it was a pleasure. Without my family helping, it would never transpire the way it did. Lynn was always the backbone. She was always doing stuff for me, and looks good for me. But yeah, she was always there, and the rest of the family.
Thank you so much. Anyone else wish to say a couple words before we give them a rousing round of applause? Okay, well, wait for that because there's more. So as a small token of our appreciation, to be fair, we looked for the best possible picture we could find, hopefully of the Ladysmith Days Parade, but we were unable to find one, but we wanted to give you a small token in memoriam of our appreciation. On behalf of the town of Ladysmith, if you could come up here, Barry. We just wanted to give you this, like I said, a small token of our appreciation. There's a letter from you with my signature on it. I know you'll cherish that for decades. But Jeff, come up here too, because Jeff reached out to me and said that this wasn't just enough to send you the old-fashioned letter. So we wanted to, and to be fair to all of council, they all agreed that we should do something a little bit more for you. So on behalf of the town of Ladysmith, we just wanted to present you with
Thank
this.
you very much. Yeah.
I'll tickle him, but he'll probably just deck me. Oh, the professional photographer. We're going to be here for a while.
Okay, one more.
Look at that guy.
Okay, please.
Squeeze?
Move in.
Oh, squeeze.
Like you like each
Circle up.
other.
If you see my hand leave the picture frame, you'll know.
Thank you.
Can I have you guys just in front of
Sorry, Barry. He's like, you're really taking the sheet off my moment here.
There you go, perfect, okay. There's just a-
We're never gonna look so good. He'll even touch it up for us.
Wonderful, thanks.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks, Jeff, for being our council rep. It's always good.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
And we, just so you know, Barry, you don't have to stay for the whole thing, but you're welcome to.
Real pleasure to accept this, and again, thank you very much for everything. And
If, you know, as the years go by, it will help in Ladysmith days, but right now I think we're gonna take off camping. We're gonna do what ducks like, just take off in summer, which we do every year, and then we come back for Ladysmith days, so.
Awesome.
But it's gonna change.
Yeah.
Gonna fly the coop.
Thanks so much. Thank all of you. Well, we won't follow that, so let's just adjourn. No? Too much work to do. All right, so moving on, we'll move on to proclamations. We do have the additional one added to the agenda, but first I'd like to proclaim May 17th, 2022 as the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia in Ladysmith. And also, to go along with that, we have a request to fly the pride flag on May 17th. This is item 8.1.1 on page 14. In support of International Day against against homophobia and transphobia, the recommendation is that council consider approval of the request by the Foundation Emergence in their correspondence dated March 25th, 2022 to fly the pride flag on May 17th, 2021 in support of the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia. Moved by Councillor Patterson, seconded by Councillor Jacobson. Any discussion? Sorry, Councillor Patterson.
Is there potential or possibility to also have the lights that we have for special occasions? I know it's not asked for.
Yeah,
But-
I'll through to staff. I'm not sure our lights can do that many colors at the same time, but a question through to staff.
Through the chair, I'd have to check back with staff. I'm not 100% sure. I know it can do multiple colors, but I'm not.
Sure, if it can do 6 or more. I would say, why don't you put that as that staff make best efforts to addition to the amendment to the motion. It's been moved and seconded, right? Yes.
I think that's what I did. You probably didn't hear me.
Oh, okay. So Councillor Patterson is moving an amendment to include that staff explore the opportunity to mimic the pride flag colors in the lighting on City Hall.
Not all, as many as we can.
Okay. City Hall, lights downtown, and the Ladysmith entry sign if at all possible. And that's been seconded by Councillor Johnson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? None opposed, motion carries. And the second one that we have, our late item, I've been shuffling my papers around and I've already lost it, is National Public Works Week. This was not, yeah, I didn't forget Public Works staff, trust me. National Public Works Week is, what's the dates here? Sorry, it's on the other side. Oh.
15th.
Oh, there it is, right at the bottom. May 15th through 21st. So we'll declare town of Ladysmith proclaim the week of May 15th through 21st as National Public Works Week in the town of Ladysmith, British Columbia. And we don't need a motion for that. Just a question through to staff on that. Is this when we have our little public works visits with the school groups and stuff?
Normally we do. Normally.
Microphone?
Sorry. That's right. Normally we do have it this week. Unfortunately, with all the restrictions and everything, we weren't sure where we were going to be at this point, so we didn't prepare anything.
Okay. Well, hopefully maybe later in the year before the schools get out, or early in the next year before the weather goes bad, because I know it's a highlight for many people, many children in our community, most particularly the mayor. So there's nothing more fun than sitting in the backhoe. And I always wonder why they take the keys away when I get in. All right, so with that, we'll move on. Thank you for that. Sorry to put you on the spot, Mr. Boma. So moving on from proclamations, that takes us to reports. And item 9.1 is alternative approval process official results for the new fire rescue vehicle. Recommendation is that as follows. This is page 15 in the agenda package, that council number 1 receive the official results of the alternative approval process for borrowing funds for the purchase of a new fire rescue vehicle. Number 2, authorize, pardon me, up to $2.1 million be borrowed under Section 175 of the Community Charter from the Municipal Finance Authority for the purpose of purchasing a new Ladysmith Fire Rescue aerial platform apparatus vehicle. And number 3, that the loan be repaid within 25 years with no rights of renewal. Moved by Councillor Vatanen, seconded by Councillor Stevens. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? None opposed, the motion carries. Item 9.2, water billing adjustments, Methuen and Kitchener. Recommendation is that council direct staff to adjust the water billing amounts to 0 for account numbers 06650000, 06660000, 06670000, 13130000, 1313 1314,000, 1317,000, and 1317,100 for 2022 Q2 and beyond until the Methuen water main project is complete. Number 2, adjust the water billing amount to 0 for account number 00430000 for 2022 Q1 January to March and 2022 Q2 and beyond until the Kitchener water main project is complete. Number 4, adjust based on suitable evidence of poor water clarity the water billings for the specific accounts within the range of 741 to 821 Esplanade and 20 to 26 Kitchener. Moved by Councillor Stevens, seconded by Councillor Vatanen. Discussion? Councillor Johnson.
I'd like to make an amendment.
Okay.
I'd like to move the motion, but with the addition that those that are being affected be reimbursed for any bottled water they had to buy.
Okay, so that amendment has been introduced. Is there a seconder for the amendment? Seeing none, the amendment is not accepted. Councillor Johnson. So this is on the original motion that's been moved and seconded to 0 the water billing accounts for those residences as noted. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? None opposed. Motion carries. Moving on to bylaws. Bylaws, I believe. Am I on the right page? Yep. Item 10.1, Bylaw 2108. This is to adopt the 5-year financial plan for the town of Ladysmith as required under the Community Charter. And the recommendation is that Council adopt Financial Plan Bylaw 2022 number 2108. Moved by Councillor Patterson, seconded by Councillor Jacobson. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? None opposed, the motion carries unanimously. Item 10.2, Bylaw number 2109, to set the property tax rates for 2022 in accordance with the 2022 to 2026 financial plan, and the recommendation is that Council adopt tax rates Bylaw 2022 number 2109. Moved by Councillor Vatanen, seconded by Councillor Stevens. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? And none opposed, the motion carries. Bylaw number 2110, to establish sewer parcel tax rate for the property parcels in the town of Ladysmith. Recommendation that council adopt sewer parcel tax bylaw 2022 number 2110. Moved by Councillor Mackay, seconded by Councillor Patterson. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? None opposed, motion carries. 10.4, Bylaw 2111, to establish water parcel tax rate for property parcels in the town of Ladysmith. Recommendation is that council adopt water parcel tax bylaw 2022 number 2111. Moved by Councillor Stevens, seconded by Councillor Vatanen. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? None opposed, motion carries. We do have the bylaw status sheet for information, and under new business, we do have the notice of motion from Councillor Johnson. There's no motion to put on the floor today, Councillor Johnson. That would be next meeting. Question about the bylaw status sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, question? Councillor Johnson.
This is went before and I got an update, but it's been a couple months now. What is the status of bylaw 2068 and 2069? When do we expect to see something happening on the sites?
Through to staff, Ms. McCarrick. Or Ms. Smith.
Mayor Stone, I believe that there's some conditions that the applicant still needs to meet prior to it proceeding to adoption. I'm not sure where it stands, but that's what we're waiting for.
Follow up?
The conditions applied.
Through to staff. 2068. Ludlow and Rocky Creek.
Through the chair, we're waiting through the chair, we're waiting for conditions of council to be met. I believe their legal counsel is reviewing some of the agreements and so on that need to be executed to bring it back to council.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And Councillor Johnson's notice of motion, so that'll be on our next council meeting regarding potential additions to Transfer Beach Park. So moving on from there, that takes us to question period. Seeing no one in the gallery, do we have any questions come through the info hotline online?
No questions.
All right, so I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the regular meeting, moved by Councillor Stevens, seconded by Councillor
Mayor,
Jacobson.
it would
Oh.
just be to recess the meeting and go back into
Oh,
closed.
to close the meeting again. Moved by Councillor Stevens, seconded by Councillor Jacobson. All those in favor? None opposed? We'll take a recess for just a few minutes. Thank you all for watching at home. The millions of fans around the world.